It's like another one.
He's incredible.
And then for the women, Rosa Reka is underway, the Slovenian youngster, who is again another one to watch. So Yannick up with the left hand onto the slopers here. Quick work, and Yannick tends to just climb at full speed here.
Yes, I love his style. He's always been probably the strongest climber on the circuit. It's been really impressive to see that strength catch up, or his technique catch up with the strength. And I mean, look out, because Yannick's probably the future.
I know what you mean in terms of lead. Yeah, he's stepped away from the boulder side a little this year, certainly. Sort of not really enjoying the new style of boulders. Now, if you are just joining us, welcome to Koper. We are here for the semi-finals for the men and the women. Now, we are trying to find just 8 athletes, and the Euroholds overall title is on the line. Sharon So and Erin McNeice challenging for the women, although statistically there are other possibilities. And for the men, it's Alberto Gines Lopez versus, God, I've actually forgotten, it's Tony Yoshida for that overall, but of course statistically possible for others as well, but they're the ones to watch at the end. And I'm here with Roy from mainly from Triangle Climbing. Yes. Roy is avid. You are obsessed with hold shaping, but you're also a very good route setter in your old right.
Yeah, thank you. I love it all. I mean, it's the obsession that drives me, absolutely. As Yannick makes this clip into the bicep section of the men's semi-final.
Yeah, this is where you wanted to pick up some weights and do some last-minute curls here. And look at it. If anyone could do it, we'd expect Yannick to do that.
Look at those biceps. Love it.
Well, Yannick, no problem so far. The first, and he's so quickly through it. There's 4 minutes left on the clock.
I love that pace. Struggling with that clip a little bit.
Yeah, he is a little bit. Comes up with the left hand.
And now we're getting into the section on the women's route that's dropped our first 2 competitors.
Yeah. Rosa again, high here, looking good, but this is the next move, isn't it? She hasn't got that clip in yet, but does now.
Yeah. Left foot toeing in on that no-tex section, that morpho hold. Oh, and goes up with the left hand here. Mia fell trying to cross into that hold.
Looking much easier from Rosa, but she's ignored that clip at the moment. Might get it in with the heel. Yannick falls on the right-hand side. He was on the head wall as well.
Yeah.
So quick. He had half his time left.
That could be a good result for Yannick. This route seems pretty hard, especially through that section with the blue holds.
Yannick looks back up. We'll have to wait and see where that leaves him in terms of the finals. And then Rosa is alone on this wall in front of her home crowd, which has got to be a pretty special moment for her.
I bet. Just getting a good rest out of that 6 mil crimp there.
See, this is the thing about having a setter and a hold shaper. You know exactly what these holds are like.
None of them seem very good, and if they are good, they're in the wrong direction.
Tends to be the way, doesn't it, at this level? I mean, we're kind of knocking on the door of 8C, 8C plus, 9A for the men, so pretty hard. But Rosa is through this giant roof section. The quali route actually came straight through it on the left-hand side for the men. The women dodges it a bit on this semi-final route.
Yeah, it gets pretty brutal at that steepness. Shaking out a little bit here.
Yeah, Rosa, what a performance from her. She's up towards the head wall. Traverse to come as Philip Schenk comes on for Italy.
Yeah, Rosa looking very confident.
Looks good at the moment. She reaches out left. Now, and then slip. I said to the setters, I said to them, is it just difficult to walk across those delta holds? And he kind of looked at me like I was a little bit silly, but said yes. You know, it's the body position that you're in that makes that top traverse really difficult. The holds, as you said earlier, kind of the wrong way around.
Yeah. And that part is very difficult to read, too, from the ground. You're on-sighting there, absolutely. I mean, you're on-sighting the whole route, but that's the part that's the most blind. And, yeah, it looks like a very difficult section of the route.
Now, we've just had Yannick, now we've got Philip, 2 athletes who have a similar style in terms of their ability to sort of strength their way through moves here. Philip just making sure the sweat's gone from his hands, a little bit of chalking up before he launches right and enters section number 2 of this route. There's a brief toe hook in. It's just enough to sort of steady yourself, I think.
Yeah, the setters are being kind there.
Got to be careful with your feet here. No text throughout the section. There's Zoe Petermans in the background, gives us a little thumbs up. She comes out looking very relaxed as Zoe. Part of an ever-changing Great Britain squad. Of course, the success of athletes like Shauna Coxey, of course Toby Roberts, Sarah McNeese, paving the way for future generations here.
Yeah, really strong team over there.
He's always had a sort of up and down season this year. Highlight was back in Innsbruck, where she was 21st, but Chamonix 43rd, Madrid 47th, so this is a better result for her. And Philip Schenk on the right, halfway through now, nearing the end of the red section. Giuseppe moves, waiting for him.
That's good. I feel like this is not a good rest. A lot of the athletes on the men's side are choosing to grapple with this toe hook and do a lot of matching and chalking up through this section, and I like how Philip is just moving through.
Yeah, no hesitation, just flicking those hands out to get rid of a little bit of hump as he goes. That was a deep breath from him, though, as he launched up. And Zoe as well is pausing here a little bit. She drops back down to that right hand. And yeah, I'm glad, because it looked like she was set to really launch with the left then.
So rework the feet.
So Philip with a high toe, interesting. I don't think we've seen many do that.
Yeah, I don't think so. It looks nice.
It does, doesn't it?
This is good.
Obviously, the problem with a toe hook or a heel hook, at some point you've got to release it.
Absolutely.
Can cause a swing, and he'll want to get that left foot opposing it.
Yes.
Down on that super hold on the left.
It's like parallel parking. At some point, you're going to have to get out.
Yeah. I like that. You were coming up with a lot of catchphrases here that I'm going to steal, right? And that was the swing we were talking about, but Philip was very accurate. And he sort of went with the momentum rather than trying to halt it mid-movement.
I really like how this route builds. There's no rest. I think the setters, as far as their ambition to create a very intense, very technical route, seems to be shining through here.
Yeah, there's no real tricks in it so far. There's no big dynos, as you mentioned earlier on, but Philip does go. They're burning out a little bit there, perhaps.
Yeah.
And Zoe tries to get a sort of a heel toe into that volume.
Ooh, and just isoing the left hand.
Yeah, those fingers have not moved from that crimp. Now she slowly unwinds them. Yeah, shakes about.
Gonna chalk up and clip.
All right. So, Zoe alone on the wall. We can see the speed wall on the left. We've never actually had a speed competition here in terms of the World Cup standard. Maybe one day. That's a big high right foot from Zoe.
I feel like this is where you want to clip, though. You get that high right foot and you can oppose this left hand much better.
Yeah, she's been in this position a long time. That hip will be screaming at her as she comes up. Okay, Jakub Konecki from Czech Republic. Jakub, such a fascinating man, was away from the circuit for quite a while before returning, and did very, very well in Madrid recently, making finals.
Coming out of ISO looking focused.
I tell you, this man, he's got scary eyes. Zoe falls very early on the left. Yeah, you get the feeling with Jakub, there's sort of unfinished business with that man.
Taking it personal.
Yes, and I quite like it, to be honest.
Me too.
I like a little bit of anger out there. It's good to see, but he does lose the feet there. Gets it back on quickly. Yeah, a bit of a surprise from Zoe. We'll get a replay, I'm sure, in a minute, but that was an early fall from her. Okay, so Jakob on the angle change, easily through the first bit as we'd expect. A little touch with the toe on the right-hand side.
Going up left hand first. Man, I have never been in this position, trying to climb a 9A lead route in front of a bunch of people, but this beginning section is significantly easier than the top section, but just being here, trying to climb, trying to sort out the beta, trying to maintain composure, trying not to get too tired, a huge mental test.
A lot going on, isn't there? And this crowd is very intense. We can already hear the, I don't know what they're called actually, you know, like sort of rattles. Giant rattles is the only way I could describe it.
Yeah, and Slovenia is obsessed with climbing. There are so many climbing fans here. There's banners all over this country of Janja.
Janja she's in petrol stations, she's on billboards, it's everywhere.
Yeah, and I was talking to a couple gym owners yesterday that own gyms here in Slovenia, and there's something that they're calling the Janja effect, where they're seeing a lot of younger people getting into climbing, specifically young girls who are trying to emulate their hero. And it's great, just the effect, the gravity that Janja has brought into climbing, and the Slovenian team in general, just their success and how that's affected the national pride. You can feel it.
So good to see, isn't it? And talking about women, we have for the first time ever, there's an all-female judging crew here in Koper.
Let's go.
Yeah, and that will be one of the little interviews we do on the World Climbing Club, which is a free-to-watch show on YouTube. So Jakob, bicep time here as he starts to get physical, launches over that right, and I think the feet were starting in the wrong place there.
Either the feet or just a little too pumped.
Yeah, Philip obviously did that toe hook, he did the swing across before. Jakob doing it kind of more square on statically.
Yeah.
So, Kyoha Kim, she was 33rd in Madrid, 54th in Chamonix. Sort of up and coming, we'll see her at the World Champs. She's just 18.
Finding a nice rest on these terrible holds down low.
Love how chalked up that volume is.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's the athletes who have done that. I think there was just a lot of chalk in it.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if maybe the setters added that jib a little bit later.
Oh, I see. So it was a match before.
Yeah, maybe.
They said, when I asked them about that section, I mean, they said to both of us, it's kind of up to the athletes. There's a few ways. There's actually the intermediate you could theoretically use as well.
Yes. And sometimes too many options is harder than just doing a more difficult sequence that's straightforward.
Yeah, so true. Right, Kibion Kwon comes on, Kim's teammates on the right-hand side. No one getting close to a top, although a couple of athletes coming into the head wall. And we will, I'm sure, show you a scoreboard at some point, but if you want to keep updated with the live results, there is a free-to-download IFSC app, which has all of the results available for you. And just to tell you the scores as they stand, for the men, Yannick Floe is leading the way, 36 plus, quite a long way above Philip Schenk's 33 plus. That's our top two. And for the women, Rosa Recker far out in front, 44 plus over Jayla Martin, came up first and has got a score of 30. We are looking for just 8, remember, to move forward into the finals. Kim is climbing slowly, I'd say, at the moment.
Did not like that situation with the right foot on the sky ball, which is that giant dual text circle, but seems to be making her way through. I thought we might see a fall there, but she's really regained her composure here.
There's a lot of no text throughout this room, and the left foot's on one right now, and that's a slippy thing to stand on. Why do you setters and shapers do that to us?
With the no text?
Yeah, I mean, it's just so cruel. I guess it's a tool, isn't it? You kind of you force movement as much as anything.
It is a tool, and it's an element of risk that we use. Just trying to stay in the climber's head, really. There's a psychological effect to standing on something with no texture.
And maybe that psychological effect got to Kim there. She does go. You could see that coming, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been told by many setters that, you know, it's a way to ensure the athletes are moving in the way they want them to. Because you put a no-text bit there, it's more difficult to stand and it forces...
Yeah, it's like, hey, speed up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a cue. It's a psychological effect. Love that. You don't even need those left feet.
No, but I wonder whether that was sort of a bit unnecessary with that launch there.
Definitely. Yeah, that was extremely powerful.
Yeah. Okay, well, there's the scoreboard on the right-hand side of your screen. And then Flora Oblasa comes on the left-hand side. She can occasionally get in her head, and she did a little bit, especially during boulder for the Youth World Champs recently. All right, Flora underway. She's made quite a few finals in the IFSC senior circuit. She's off the ground and underway in Koper. Kwon, meanwhile, has got through that red section. He's looking a little bit wild to me.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, there he does go. Yeah, looks down at his hand. But I just think he might have been a little touch too enthusiastic on that bottom part.
I think so. Climbed it a little hard and paid for it there in the middle section of the route. Looks like he dry fired off of those macros, the delta holds.
He immediately looked down at his hand, which is always an indication that an athlete is unhappy about skin or maybe slipped.
Yeah. Well, you know, I do it because I definitely never fall because things are too hard.
Of course not.
Definitely not.
Yeah, there is a difference, isn't there, between like a proper dry fire or a slip and sort of getting pumped so you make a mistake like that.
Yeah.
So there's your scores, our top three anyway, down on the left, and you can see where they are on the graphic on your screen. So Rosa Recker is out in front. Flora makes sure of that left toe, although it does immediately slide a little bit. Lovely close-in shot from our Slovenian TV crew here.
And some athletes are choosing to flip that to a heel, some are keeping the toe hook.
Tees Van de Crest comes on for Belgium. Alright, so Flora has found the jib. And crosses through straight away. Yeah, she was one who came into the Youth World Champs, and I was talking earlier about Jayla and the pressure that comes, as you said, you know, it's hard to win when you're winning, and I think Flora did struggle with that. She was 20th for Boulder, 8th the lead, didn't quite have what she wanted in terms of results there.
Yeah, but a long career ahead of her.
Yeah, and such a regular, you know, on the senior circuit as well. 14th in Prague, for example, in boulder. She competes in both disciplines, lead and boulder. And this sequence here with his high right foot, oh man, kind of caused some problems.
Yeah, they're really gunning for that right crimp. Some athletes seem to have found some space, being able to pull over and shoulder through. Flora just went for it, and now grappling with this side pull sloper.
Now I wonder how much that tick mark is sort of like what it's for, because a lot of athletes have not grabbed the tick, they're slightly below it.
I think maybe an indicator that there's something to be gained higher in that hold.
I'm trying to see if there's any sort of change in the hold shape itself roundabout.
Yeah, it looks like it rolls over. It's not just a fully uniform shape.
Flora's through it regardless. And this is the tricky clipping sequence here. She slips and falls out of nowhere, it seems.
Yeah, it's hard to tell what happened there. Looks like maybe dry fired off the left hand.
It is interesting conditions. I thought it would feel cooler here tonight, but it is a bit sweaty in the stadium.
It's a little humid.
And she looked down at her hand. Yeah, I mean, that was just... I think we'll see in the replay, but I think you're right, Roy. I think that was a slip. and she immediately leaves the stage. And Flora is no sort of she's not shy at showing her emotions. When she's annoyed, you will see it in her face, which personally I absolutely love, but
I do as well.
Oh, T's nearly lost it there, just managed to save it with the left toe hook.
Yeah, nice little foot flip there, getting in the drop knee.
He was in trouble. I think he still might be for a sec, looking a little shaky here.
Keep with it.
Hélène Janicourt has a look up. We rotate quickly here in Koper. I feel like every move Tees makes might be his last. He keeps going.
Yeah, good fighter here. I'm really liking Tees' footwork. Finding all these little toe hooks.
Oh, he falls there. That was, as we said, a very good fight from him. He was in trouble as he moved from the red to the mint holds.
You know, we see these athletes getting halfway up the wall, coming down completely exhausted. Very physical route.
There is a couple of appeals, by the way. Appeal on Mia Krampel on the 28th. And apologies about the technical incidences I think TV and YouTube were suffering earlier on in our broadcast. I think we're all back and sorted now, but apologies about that. Alright, Hélène, such a veteran of our sport. Worked as a setter. Thought she'd be better off returning to climbing, and boy, was that a good decision.
I'll say. Going with the double clip here. Really utilizing the thumb on that squadra hold. Finding a little rest here on that right crimp. Some athletes get to this section and it looks like they are a little bit more shook. But here, looking very composed.
Yeah, she immediately launches. Had to work quite hard with the left hand. Nino Grunefelder has a look up right. His teammate Sasha Lehmann was in the building earlier on, although Sasha didn't make it through qualifying. Nino with a big adjustment on the first draw there.
Choosing to match this underclean, get really high feet, almost a knee bar.
And sits nicely on that heel. Roy, is it nice watching try and go quick draws being clipped?
I love it. They really do have great action. I also like how the carabiner sits on the dog bone. They were meticulously designed.
It's one of the most satisfying clicks I've ever heard of a quick draw, that one. You can hear it on all the broadcasts. All right, Nino launches right, gets the left foot buried on a... I think there's a jib there where that left foot is. No, is it on the bottom?
Yes.
Yes, there it is.
Yeah, that's the cross under crimp. And then, gaining that advantageous part of that.
He didn't do the toe hooks. It's still on the right hand, still on top of it on the no-tex. And Hélène crosses through to her tick mark and is fired away from the tick mark. She's back on the ground. As she crossed there, she fell and it really sent her off.
Same as Mia.
I like this route so far for both men and women. Sort of multiple falls in multiple places.
Yeah, so far it seems like it's a really good result. Yannick has gotten by far the highest on the wall. So excellent showing from Yannick. I said it when he came down, but I think that is going to be a really good result.
Yeah, and for Roja as well, you know, I can see her making finals with that one. Yeah. She's right up on the wall. So, Annelies van Hong comes out, fairly new to the senior circuit to the IFSC team. They seem to be testing various athletes at the moment. Sort of bringing some new generations on.
Yeah, Annelies, I mean, I've known Annelies as a climber for many years, setting a lot of youth championships in the States. Very much an up-and-coming athlete on the world stage. And I'm stoked to see what she can do here.
Yeah, I went to have a little chat with her in ISO earlier on, and she was very composed, just seemed completely in her element, which was nice to see. So Nino onto the mint holds. This is where you need to test those shoulders, the biceps, and he goes before he can be tested. Annelies has a glove almost of liquid chalk on that left hand. That's the toe locked in. She will try to work out this cross. That cross-fit move has caused a few people just to hesitate.
Yeah, it's like they want to build the left foot up because it opposes the right crimp a lot better, so it's more comfortable there, but then you look up and you see this pinch and it's not going to work. And it's those little things that can gas you on the route. The implication higher on the wall can be fairly significant.
Yeah, especially if you have to put in a little bit more effort than you'd like to figure out that sequence.
Yeah, you know, for me, I've got about 10 moves until I'm tired. So any extra movement is gonna have big effects.
Roy, you are not the only one, don't you worry. This is Annelies' first senior comp of 2025. Her last IFSC comp was in Salt Lake back in 24 for Boulder. And she's another one who's, I think, figuring out where her preferred discipline will be, whether it will be Boulder or lead, or perhaps both.
Yeah, and choosing to do a slightly different sequence here. As you can see, she's struggling to match in this undercling here, but makes it through. But again, like these extra moves, these hard matches have implications on how much energy you're going to have for the higher section of the route.
Yeah, Jonas's teammates there. Sasha is watching from the audience. Team Switzerland bringing quite a big squad here.
Holding it down for Switzerland.
And we had a Boulder comp in Bern, of course, halfway through the season. A new stadium for us, and what stadium it was. Very cool. Annelies in a good position here. She can really lean on that left shoulder to shake out the right hand.
Yeah, really finding that situation comfortable. I mean, some athletes have gotten there and they've seemed like they do not want to spend any extra time, but yeah, Annelies seems to be comfortable and taking the fall there.
It's that move again. At least 3 now falling there. I don't think it's going to be finals for her, but that was a good effort in her first comp of 25 to make semis.
Oh yeah, what an amazing competition to come out on your first World Cup lead comp and making semifinals in front of this amazing crowd. I mean, that's a success.
Yeah, 100%. It's a good series of moves. That's our leaderboard for the men, the top 3 anyway. Stefan de Gossolfi over Philip Schenk and Yannick Floe. So Mattea Pozzi strides out onto the scene. She had a breakthrough last year and has done well this year as well. Training out of her home gym, Centrum in Innsbruck. Looking quite relaxed. Mattea is one of those athletes who can occasionally get in her own head, so it's good that she's looking chill out there.
So much is determined by these first 20 moves on this route. The beginning of both of these routes, it's not that they're extremely difficult, they're very cryptic. It seems like you have to really maintain your mental focus. You can't just turn the brain off and wait till halfway up the route to start trying.
We're watching this on the right-hand side, you know, he's just not sure right now.
And this is such an intense situation, this undercling.
Yeah, your left foot's on a bolt cover, no texture, and he drops off. You can see that one start to happen. And Team Switzerland know that was a tricky result for him, and he is not happy with that one. Very lonely place when you're out there and no one can help you.
Yeah. Just trying to basically lift up a car on those with those underclings.
No car lifting for him today. He's going to have to leave the stage. He doesn't want to, you can tell. He just loves to jump back on and have another go at that. All right, Mattea holds the flick right, and into the crimp she goes here.
Yeah, good pace here for Mattea.
Yeah, that jib on the volume is exactly where you'd like it to be. A good bit of setting that, and he crosses the right hand over. And then jockey, jeez.
Very smooth.
Slow things down. Yurikusa is out for Team Japan. First male Japanese athlete on our stage here tonight. I'm really looking forward to seeing the world champ squad that Japan brings in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, who will they choose?
Exactly. Through the whole season, they've been testing various things.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we need a little sweepstake going on. Who's going to get through?
Yeah, it seems like every season there's a new cast of just amazing athletes coming out of Japan.
Yeah, there's a climbing club we did back in Bern, actually, where we were talking to the men Japanese squad, and I asked them, is it stressful? And it was, yeah, they were like, yes, it is. You know, 'cause unless you're making podiums here,
right,
you are in danger of not being on the team.
Yeah. It's not like that in every country.
No, not at all. You know, for most squad, if you get semi-finals, you're probably guaranteed. Whereas Team Japan, not at all. Mattea drags that right heel towards the tick mark, but then changes her mind a little bit, decides to sit on it instead.
Yeah, allows her to sink down a little bit lower on the left hand and find a better perch.
Although it makes her quite low on this next sequence of moves. She's going to have to adjust those feet. She does. Oh, ow, pops her foot there on the right. So, first moment for him. You can hear Team Austria cheering on Mattea.
Yeah, this is really great.
I think she'll be up there at the moment. Drops down. 9 have gone now, so I think she'll be in the final sit-in, as it stands provisionally, of course.
Nice. Really good decision to get the plus there. Instead of fighting to clip, just keep moving up the wall.
You need to move your centre of gravity and hands towards the next hold. You can't just slap wildly in the air. You have to be actively going towards it.
Oftentimes, placements are decided by having that plus or not.
Love the greenstone necklace as well she had there. New Zealand stone. So, ow, a little bit of a flick up to make the angle change. It's a very different wall, this. You're a setter, Roy. Is it harder, easier, but just different? I don't know, setting on a sort of commercial gym wall like this compared to a comp wall.
I think it's more about assets, you know, and for these World Cups, you get so many amazing holds that you should be able to find what you need. This does feel, I guess maybe like a marriage between a commercial lead prow and what you'd see typically at a World Cup. So I'm sure for these setters who are setting on more typical World Cup walls, this could be a little bit more fun. Maybe even a little bit more modern.
I always think it's interesting because we don't sort of get the classic 3 sections, you know, like less steep, very steep, less steep.
Yes.
You know, for this, it's every angle change is slightly different.
Yes. And I wonder if for the athletes that's an element that's just making things a little bit more difficult.
Oh, look at this. Ow, he's struggling. He was low with that left hand. He drops down.
Still a great result.
Yeah, he should be up there. Show you scoreboards later on. Alexandra Totskova is underway. She was 37th in Madrid. Not the best result there. 24th in Innsbruck, but she's had success on the European level recently. Zelina with a youth. I always forget she's still youth, technically. Alexandra, she's just 20. And she got a bronze medal in Zelina. And there is your scoreboard. So we're looking for our top 8, going down to Zoe Peterman, who is in the danger zone at the moment. Of course, only 9 athletes, or 10 athletes now have gone.
Some absolute crushers here in the lineup.
Yeah, you had a look at the starting list. You said just a stacked field.
Yes. Yeah, I would not want to be sitting in 4th place right now.
Yeah, big names to come. A cleaning break in a couple of athletes' time. Shion Amata is out and about. He was fishing last year, apparently.
On a boat.
Was it on a boat?
I don't know.
I just heard he was fishing. He got himself a fishing rod, went down to the sea, had a little fish, which is my favourite story of 2024.
Sometimes you got to go fishing.
Apparently so. Fish here is good in Koper as well. I've eaten quite a lot of it last Saturday. So Alexandra, I'm now thinking of fish. Alexandra finds the blind crimp with the left hand and crosses through to another crimp there.
I'm keeping the toe hook for this clip. I really like that. Just swinging out, using that momentum to get the left hand into the sloper. Now in this really nice opposing forces position, I choose to go up right hand to the crimp to clip here.
She fits very nicely into that box there.
Yeah. It's amazing how just a few centimeters can change how one feels in a certain situation.
If we watch Zoe get a super high right foot, really have to sort of awkwardly get herself into position, whereas Alexandra just slips into it perfectly. And now she's got that right foot no text, tricky situation. The right elbow is going. Keep an eye on her here. It could be close. Goes up
and another toe hook.
I think I might have saved her there. Although I do forget it's Alexandra and she always looks like she's about to fall off.
Just fighting.
Yeah, I mean, no disrespect. It's like the best thing to see, you know, but you just don't know with her how much she's got left. But she is struggling at the moment, I think.
Yeah, luckily getting this heel in. Another good sort of compression situation here where you can't rest unless you get a knee bar.
Well, we haven't seen that, have we? Yeah. I don't think. That's the first. Yeah, no knee pads allowed at World Cup levels.
Aid.
There's a bigger discussion to be had on that one. But I don't think that's a knee bar the setters will have deliberately put in there.
No, and it didn't look great either. It's not, as Adam Andres says, a couch knee bar.
I think if that happens on a World Cup, the setters have made a mistake.
Absolutely.
It's not what we want.
It's sometimes, from a setting perspective, good to hint at rests, but never actually give it.
100%. This is what I mean, by the way, about Alexandra. The grimace on her face. Every move is a battle, but she's not giving up on this one.
Absolutely not. Got some conviction.
She's high as well. Now falls, but what a last couple of meters for her. She's not got... she will be emptied after that one.
Yeah. You got to be happy with that.
Well, Shion Amata has been quite undramatic on the right-hand side. Sorry, Shion. We were keeping our eye there on Alexandra.
Well, if you're going to rest on slopers...
True.
Here we go into the undercling section. The part that spit off the most athletes.
It's really overhanging, isn't it? It's a good angle, that one, to show it.
This hold is terrible in the best way. Barely tagging that left hand.
Is if you're new to the sport and you're watching this for the first time, just because the holds look big does not mean the surface you're holding onto is good, and he spirals out of shot there. Been an awful lot of longing looking back at the wall, especially for the men's side.
Oh, come on.
And there is a lady who I'm so excited to have back on the circuit, Jessie Pilz. Walked away for a while with various nasty injuries, ankle and finger, but she's back looking relaxed, and I know she's got an eye on the world champs in a couple of weeks.
Definitely a legend of the sport.
Yeah, Jessie rarely talks on camera. She's not the biggest fan of the media, but off camera she's just such a lovely human being and just such a legend. Olympic medalist, of course. So, got to be precise down low, and she has done so far. Just about to see those Olympic rings tattooed on her right ankle. 2 to go before the cleaning break here, and Do-Hyun Lee jogs his way out onto our stage.
Talk about an athlete that's fun to watch.
So good, and he's a true all-rounder as well. And he doesn't climb lead routes like a boulderer. If that makes
which is very rare. Yeah, it's a different discipline as far as pacing, commitment. I think cognitively they're very different. Just being in that space for so long on a lead wall is so much different than putting in 5 attempts on a boulder problem.
Yep.
And so to be able to do both is really impressive.
You will be able to pull on some of that boulder strength. He launches up with the right hand. 2 clicks done. And Jessie cuts loose as well on the left. These crimps look horrendous from this camera angle. They're not quite as nasty as they seem. There's a bit of an edge on them.
Yeah, they're nice and sharp. And, you know, we haven't seen any of the athletes fall here, but at the same time, they're still taking energy. And if you spend too much time here, it will definitely cut your attempt short.
Yeah, definitely. She just needs to commit to the foot sequences, which she has, and she matches under there before bringing the right hand up.
I've seen a couple athletes do just this little readjustment. I think it's because you come into it from the right, you're kind of dragging, and so you come in and match, get it into a full crimp, or just readjust. And Jessie showing excellent composure, really utilizing that experience.
Yeah, well, she's through the crimps now. Big holds to come for her.
To go up to this crimp to flip. One of the athletes who did not look super comfortable in that opposition off the sky ball.
And just for those who missed your description, sky ball, which one of those holds is that?
It's where the feet are right now, Jessie's feet. It's hold by Cheetah. It's become a bit of a staple in pretty much every comp. Yeah, just this giant circle sphere.
And it's been a really good comeback for Jessie. Chamonix, her first comeback, as you'd expect, a little off the pace in 31st, but then Madrid 14th, so halved that score immediately.
Don't call it a comeback.
Absolutely not. She'd murder me if I called it that. Yeah, she was really disappointed not to be competing earlier on this year. Although I just wonder, you know, so many athletes have taken a break after the Olympics. I know Jessie didn't really plan to, so I wonder if those injuries might have been a blessing in disguise with that one.
Yeah, possibly. I know Jessie's got some really great people in her camp. And finding that knee bar.
I tell you what, it's something that. It's not just a little scrub.
Yeah, I think that is probably pretty useful. At the same time, the setters did a good job at making it so you don't want to stay there.
Yeah. I mean, it's painful. You're not going to fully recover, but it just allows that left hand to have a moment's respite. Jessie up to what looks like crimps, but you can see the fact that she's not really closing it off. It's more of a drag, so quite slopey. And it's one of those holds where there's not much friction in there.
No. You're almost utilizing the edge of the hold itself just to drag on.
So Hyun Lee is a bit low on that one, but that was a good score from him. Up into what is the head wall on this side of that right hand wall. Jessie slips with the left foot.
Another plus there.
It's like she tried to rock up on it, changed her mind, dropped it into a toe, but it was not quite enough.
Yeah, that hand heel match looks pretty gnarly there, especially if you keep the right foot high. It seems like you either gotta lerp up to the left hand or place that heel and drop the right foot to gain opposition. But that takes a lot of power.
Got to ask you a question. Lerp.
Lerp. It's like a less graceful pogo.
This is so good. All right, well, the lerp let her down. Yannick Floe leads Do Hyun Lee, who's just climbed over Filip Schenk, Aljuda Kuza, Stefano Gisolfi, Jakub Konecki after that. So a powerful top six. And for the women, down in 8th is Mia Krampel. I'm not sure she's going to be there very long. And then a couple of draws with Jane Kim, Flora Oblasa, Jayla slipping down as well. But Jessie Pilz, what a run from her. She moves herself into second position with that performance.
You know, thinking back to Mia's run, she's one who placed that heel and dropped the right foot and just kept going really well. I mean, no athlete has gotten that high. And so very impressive. Mia's run just continues to impress.
So here we go. Natsumi Hirano comes on from Team Japan. She's 23rd. She's had a pretty packed season this year. all pretty much within the top 30, apart from Innsbruck, where she was a little low down in 38th, but had a good result in Madrid with 22nd. And she's one of the ones who will be trying to make an impression on the Japanese selectors here. And a man who doesn't need to make any impression, Max Berton, walks on. I'm waiting for Max Berton to get jaded and grumpy, because he is annoyingly happy-go-lucky.
It makes me grumpy how happy he is.
He just loves it all the time, and it's such fun to be around. Really, I don't know quite... Oh, we've got a judge just having a little word there.
Yeah, I wonder what's going on there.
Might be a technical incident here on the wall. Max certainly was expecting to climb immediately. He's going to have to... This is what I mean. Look, he's being held on. This is not ideal, and yet he still all smiles. I think they're going to send him off. They are. So I wonder what's going on with that. I will get told, I'm hoping. I would imagine there's something, either a quick draw flipped the wrong way.
Yeah.
So I'll let you know. There are the judges who are conferring the all-female squad for the first time ever at an IFSC comp.
Natsumi making this 4th clip, and now the 5th. Heading into this Waco section, low down on the route. Not for the faint of heart. No, this route. Getting that left-hand thumb catch.
So I'm being told, a bit oddly, that because the cleaning brake has changed position, which is true actually, because Max Berton is technically in 13th, not 12th, but I think it's wrong on all the paperwork, so that's why. So he was sent out before he should have been sent out. It's actually the cleaning brake now.
Maybe that's why we saw smiles, because Max will get a freshly brushed route on the way back
true.
out.
Well, it means same for Natsuri Hirano here.
Natsumi choosing to do this awkward-looking undercling match, but as awkward as it seems, making it look graceful all the same.
Absolutely. She's got a very tentative heel toe around the corner there. That is a peek into isolation, by the way. So that is a tent that's set up between the space between the gym proper and the outdoor wall. And our camera team just sneaking in to have a look at our athletes. I like this. So I'm being told Camille, who is on shot, will come on, although that will be 13. But for the men, Max Berton won't come on. Not quite sure, in all honesty, why that's happening, but that is what's happening.
Which means Serato will climb on his own, right?
Yes, because it's slightly out of sync. Interesting.
Well, no, there are 24 men and 25 women. So
that's
maybe
why.
This is why.
Yes, okay, there we go, worked it out.
We got it.
So Natsumi comes down, which means Camille will be up next. Yeah, the 25 will be because of draws, by the way, if anyone's figuring that one out. So Natsumi having a long look up at what might have been on that one. And that was swan dive off backwards there.
Yeah, just didn't quite release the right arm enough to have enough reach over to that left sort of sloper jug situation on the volume, dragging off the hold. Really wants that one back.
Yes, she does. She just doesn't want to leave, does she? Slowly untying that knot. Well, that is the audience who are having a little bit of a party here in the big field that is in front of our climbing wall. If you think it's crazy now, you just wait till tomorrow. It is spectacular here in Slovenia.
It's going to be wild.
And I love the giant green balloons. I'm pretty sure it's a beer brand sponsor there. So we're waiting for Camille.
Shout out to the belay team.
Yes, also Trango sponsored, right? And a lot of Trango gear, harnesses, ropes, tote bags, everything.
Yes, fully kitted. They are truly elite belayers. I've learned a lot about these high-level competition belayers. They practice. They talk through technique. It's not your typical sport climbing belay situation.
No.
There's no taking, there's only lowering, and you cannot short rope anyone.
And the lowering is different as well, because instead of, usually when you catch someone, you stop. This,
right.
You bring them immediately back down to the ground. It's a very different motion. And I was well impressed, by the way. Trango sponsored the entire program. I went and filmed with the USA belay team to try to standardize the whole process. And I was so impressed that Trango got behind that and provided accommodation for all those guys. So thank you.
Yeah, and it's all the way down at the youth level, at least in the States, just really taking seriously the belay aspect of these comps. Keeping everybody safe. Nice pacing from Camille here down low on the wall.
Yeah, she is looking good at the moment.
Chooses to do this rose clip.
So rose clip that's all about the body position, right?
Yes. I mean, a rose is a move, and if you really want to get down into the nitty-gritty, you have to move your head under your arm to officially do a rose move.
Okay.
But, you know, I'm pretty relaxed about my terminology.
Yeah, as you know, here in the commentary box, we never make words up or phrases up.
Absolutely
so,
not.
It's fine.
Cutting feet, keeping it moving.
So, Camille, the final athlete out for the men. What is slightly strange here, I will be honest, is the men's route is not being cleaned.
Yeah. I mean, it might be a little weird for Camille.
Yes, I've been told because of the way we've organised this. Usually we bring in a cleaning team at the same time to do it, but because we want things a bit standardised, the men's route will wait to be cleaned until the women's route is also finished.
And clipping off the crimp, it's really interesting seeing the decision-making processes from the athletes here. A lot of them choosing to go one move and clip from here into the Gaston.
And we talked about fitting into boxes. Camille's such a different shape from Alexandra, and you can see the difference with this move. You know, obviously height really depends on the moves you're talking about here, but
right.
That one especially, I think being a bit taller is not helpful through that.
Agreed. Camille is really able to get over that foot and climb through this very gracefully.
Well, that thumb is on the tick mark here. There's a little bit of an edge on that hold somewhere hidden in the chalk. Flexibility required for that one is pretty extreme.
And getting a toe hook there, rocking up that heel.
It's such an outdoorsy move, that, bumping of the right heel, committing to it. Love to see it.
Choosing to go with the Gaston here, really getting deep into that heel. Swimming through.
A little heel masterclass there. She can just move away from the heel. She would have completed this sequence. And
almost trying to shake out.
She's kind of stuck, isn't she? That heel is good, but no, I think she needed to flick it into a toe, but she was getting pumped. Yeah, tricky stuff.
Or the sneaky knee bar there.
Oh, yes, the sneaky knee. I forgot about that. It just shows that sneaky knee is not being spotted by everyone when they observed it.
True.
But the ones who have immediately locked it in, and the more experienced ones, it's Helene, Jessie. Yeah. And you can hear the frustration from her. Yeah, she just kept in. We were waxing lyrical about how good the heel was. She just kept it maybe one move too long.
Sometimes a good thing just needs to be moved on from.
This is philosophy here in the commentary box. I like this. All right, this is our top 8. Rosa Recca over Jessie Pilz, Mattia Pozzi and Alexandra Totkova are our top 4. Jayla is still in the mix, as is Camille Pouget. We've just seen her climb. Juha Kim did well in 7th. And Flora Oblasa joint 7th, therefore 8th on the 29 plus. Pushes out Mia Krampel from that top 8. So no Slovenian athletes there, apart from Rosa. And then Helen Janikor down low on the order. 25 falling, though. Let's have a look at the men's results. Yannick Floe climbed early, but what a performance. Leaves him on 36 plus over Do-Hyun Lee. Philip Schenk, Al Yurikuza, and Stefano Gasolfi having a great comp so far, is in 5th. Jakub Konecki can only make it 2 out of 2 for finals. And Shion Amata 7th, and Jonas Utelli down in 8th, the danger zone, and I think he might be pushed out. And Thies van die Crest has been pushed out as he moves down to 9th. Going down the left, Swiss athlete down, Nino on 23 plus. Really good separation here for all the climbers. Alright, well, our routes are being climbed and cleaned. We will leave you with some of these shots while we have a brief pause, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes with more action. Well, if you are just joining us, we are in the middle of the cleaning break, the halfway point in our men and women's lead competition here in Koper, Slovenia, which is the final World Cup of the season. And that's important for a few reasons. Not only is it good training for the World Champs that is coming in a couple of weeks here, it's also an opportunity to try to get more points for the Eurohold overall title, which is on the line. And there are statistically a few athletes who have possibilities of getting that prize, but really two main ones, Erin McNeice and Cheon So, fighting it out for the women. And then the ever-consistent Alberto Hines Lopez and Satoshi Yoshida are the main contenders for the men's side. And Satoshi Yoshida coming off the back of a good outdoor season in Seiyus, where he was climbing some pretty hard outdoor routes there. Well, as we look at the... I think this is the starting order here. We will be returning very soon for the second half. The next 12 athletes to come out, although there were 25 women and 24 men due to some draws, which has caused a little bit of unevenness early on. We've sorted it out now, and the routes will be climbed together. And, a good opportunity for the crowd to enjoy. And I'll be chatting in a minute to Roy, who will be in the commentary box with me. And Roy, this is a good opportunity to talk about Trango, because you work for Trango, which is our lead sponsor here at the IFSC.
Yes, sir.
So I know you guys for obviously quick draws, because we see you, ropes, tote bags, all the rest. But you guys, I mean, you are a hold shaper for Trango.
Yes.
So Trango make holds.
Yeah, we do. We make all sorts of grips. Everything from your run-of-the-mill crimson footholds that you need for everyday route setting to world-class fiberglass macros. We have been hard at work for decades shaping holds. I mean, you will remember E-Grips climbing holds, so that is now Trango holds, so all of those Wonderful holds that we remember from years and years ago are still available, as well as some amazing development with materials, new shapes, all that sort of stuff. So,
and I came and was very lucky to film with you, especially in the Trango office, and you have this wonderful hold shaping area. It's kind of like beautifully lit. It's just you sort of stroking fiberglass in.
Yeah, it's a vibe.
It's an art form, I tell you. Like, you craft things.
Yeah.
And it's clearly something you love doing as well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can't climb 24 hours a day. If I could, I probably wouldn't shape. But shaping allows me to sort of step into that space and exercise some of that mental thought process of like a closer look at setting, and visualizing the movement of the possibilities of what a certain hold can do, what I need it to do, and what's going to make it attractive to route 7.
Oh, so cool. It's addictive hearing you talk about it. And it just shows you how much effort goes into all the holds we see on the wall. And of course, we talk about Trango, but there are lots of hold sponsors and brands here at World Cups to provide equipment. And everyone goes through a similar kind of process here. Well, we are a couple of minutes away. We're watching Max Berton in the holding tending. Now, psychologically, this is quite tricky for Max because he was out on stage, obviously got sent back in. I don't think he's returned to the gym, so he's just been in there trying to keep himself mentally together. It's tough.
It is tough. I mean, we always talk about icing the kicker in American football. You call a timeout right before. And this is tough, but, he walked up the stage with a smile on his face, and I think that he'll be just fine.
He will be. And then Jayan Kim still has headphones on. We don't usually have cameras going in here. Our Slovenian TV crew pushing the rules, which I quite like, and showing us what goes on behind the scenes. And it just allows us to see the athletes' preparation in the moments before they walk onto that stage. Well, some Slovenian youngsters there. And you were saying earlier on, if people missed it, the Janja effect, how much is difference she's made. There are so many kids here for all of the athletes.
Yeah, it's amazing. What Janja's been able to do, the gravity of her success is literally growing the sport. I got to talk to some gym owners here, and they're just seeing, especially among girls, young women, more participation, more interest in the sport, and it's just really cool. I mean, I know I've become more interested in climbing because of Janja, and there you go.
There you go, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's, I always tell people that it's such a privilege to watch her because it's sort of seeing a Michael Schumacher, but in your generation. It's watching the best comp climber who's ever existed, and she's in our generation.
Yes.
I just think that's the coolest thing.
I really want to stress that point. This isn't going to last forever. No. We're not always going to have Janja, so let's appreciate it while we have her competing at this level, and it's just very cool.
It's always a question of how long can she remain so dominant. One day someone will come along who will sort of take on Janja a bit more, but right now she's still at the top of her game.
That's hard to imagine.
I know it is,
with how dominant.
Yeah, and who is next to take? I think she might walk away before someone perhaps comes forward, but you never know. Maybe there's a 15-year-old out there who's the next one. And, watching someone like Annie Sanders, for example, grow into that role, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and it's not like Janja just started out winning every World Cup. And so...
No, but she did it pretty quick. Do you remember Rockstar? I think she was 16 when she ran that, and no one really knew who she was.
Had braces.
Yeah, I interviewed her. And, she beat an awful lot of very good people very quickly, and there was certainly some chats then. All right, well, the cleaning break done, and Max Berton comes on to the stage again. He would have had a few more minutes to try to remember the route. He was chatting to people backstage about it.
Waving to the crowd, getting psyched.
Yeah, I have a very soft spot for this man on stage. He's just so lovely. That's the only way I could describe it. I was trying to be more eloquent there, but he's just a really nice guy, and just a pleasure to be around. So, Max will pull on
the freshly brushed route.
He's ready for it. That's got to be a good feeling, isn't it? No excuses. And then for the women, we saw her waiting. Jayan Kim is still being held at the moment, but she will be on stage in a couple of seconds here.
Forget the clip.
No, he's gone a bit past that, hasn't he? A little bit of adjustment with the feet there.
Maybe a little jittery from sitting in that chair.
I think so. He's just not quite as smooth. You can see it in the clipping as well. Let's see if Max can settle himself down. He is the brother of Oriane Berton. I quite like both the Berton siblings want to come in the commentary box, and Oriane did during Innsbruck, but got into a fair amount of trouble with her coach for doing it. Well, she suggested it to me, and then it turned out she might not have run it through the right people.
Oh, look at this high foot.
Oh, wow. Look, he's got a heel, and you can't stare, you can see the angle. Oh, my goodness, Max.
That's pretty cool.
Right, talking about smooth operators, Zhang Kim is on, and just lady, I say it a lot, but I don't care. I'm going to say it again. If I could climb like anyone, I'd climb like her, because she's so effortless on the wall.
That's a good pick.
But time is not always her friend. She does need to pick up the pace sometimes.
Especially on this route. I think if you don't climb this beginning section quick, you will gas out.
Yeah, it's steep, it's unrelenting. And there isn't much of a rest, really, on that route.
No, and there's even areas that might trick you into thinking that there are rests, which is a testament to good setting.
Let's see if Zhang can pick up the pace. She's got the left toe hook locked in. Max Berton, meanwhile, starts firing up towards that pretty nasty pinch, half the hand on no-tex.
Yeah, a little ball. Oh, another high heel.
Max playing to his strengths here, and he's trying to get a knee. He's kind of, hasn't got it in. I think he was thinking about it for a moment. Maybe it was just the way he was adjusting, perhaps.
This is very creative.
But, you know, is it overcomplicated? He's got to drop that.
He's in a heel-toe cam.
Oh, it is. You're right, Roy. Good spot. And, you know, a bit like the knee scrub for the women, it's sometimes enough just to allow you to have a shake.
Of all of the cheeky rests I've seen tonight, that was the most effective, I think. And I doubt the setters got up there and went inverted and did a heel-toe cam while running.
Yes, absolutely. I don't think many of the setters are as flexible as Max, to be honest. He's really got that. So look at that heel hook as well. Yeah, heel-toe cam, by the way, is when you're pressing the toe box of your shoe, usually into a volume, whilst the heel is doing the opposing direction.
Starting to shake a little bit on these underclings. Meanwhile, Jane Kim, super composed. Another heel-toe cam.
Big move needed.
Just a toe hook.
His footwork has been impeccable at the moment. Oh, as I say, he falls. Yeah, you spotted that early. He did look a bit shaky, didn't he?
Yeah, it's got to be hard coming out, being ready.
Yeah.
You've gone through your mental process of getting on the route, and then all of a sudden, you're not.
And I know it's something that... Oh, just watch Zhang Kim here a second. She did not like those double launches. Yeah, it's something I know that coaches and teams put their athletes through. You know, they want to unsettle them sometimes in simulation training. So they do practice that. Speed climbers really practice it as well. They will get called off during a simulation. You know, they'll be sent back. They really try to make them uncomfortable.
Yeah, that is good coaching. Oh, a really good look at this jibbed Waco sloper. Rising up into this undercling morpho hold.
Yeah, we think that jib was put on late, which is why that hold is so coated in chalk. It would have been a very different move if it had just been the sloper pinch.
It would have been very hard.
Yeah. Giovanni Placchi comes out for Italy. Oh, he's locked on the route as he makes his way over. Zhang Kim had 3 minutes 7 on the clock. We are keeping an eye on the time for her.
There's iron fingers on Jane Kim.
She can rest on ridiculous things. Like this, and there is perhaps a better rest here as well, when you can sort of really rely on that shoulder.
Yeah, choosing to clip off of the crimp. Not surprised, but looking really chill.
That smoothness of the shoulder movement. She's resting well between the sequences.
Maybe the key isn't climbing the low section of this route fast. Maybe it's actually climbing it slow.
Maybe, but I mean, she's dropped back down to the crimp. It's just, the problem with climbing slow is sometimes it can make you sort of rush up
at the
high.
end.
Yeah. And that's really where the mistakes happen, is an athlete, you know, speeding up too much.
As seasoned as Jane is, I wonder if she knows that there's been a lot of low falls. Who knows?
Yeah, good point. She hasn't got this clip in either yet.
Regaining this heel.
I guess she'll make 2 clips here off this. This is a monster fall she's looking at as well here.
Yeah, pretty run out, huh?
Yeah.
Getting an inverted toe hook.
Well, she still hasn't clipped. I tell you what, I may be a bit of a coward, but I would not want to be doing what she's doing right now without that clip in.
What are the rules about climbing above the clip?
Unless it's indicated by a cross, it's the point where you can't reach it. So she has done nothing wrong, and it would have been a safe fall, and our belay team are great. It's just a little terrifying sometimes as she does fall on the next move. Yeah, I love it. Falls. One of those things that you never hear an athlete talk about falls because they just don't care. No. But I find when I'm watching, I'm just like, please clip, please clip.
Along with all the parents in the room.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, maybe I'm a parent. That's a terrifying thought, isn't it?
Another high heel.
Yeah, similar to Max. He's got the heel toe cam.
Yeah, that is nice.
Him and Max did spend some time talking about this in that moment where they were both back in ISO. So I wonder if they read the route together.
It would seem so. That's a really nice route. I can't wait to ask the setters about that, whether or not they had tried it and left it. It's one of those two where it's not like they're getting everything back.
Yeah.
They still need to keep moving, and it's not a situation where if you find that heel toe cam, you're going to make it 10 moves higher.
And it's the joy of route. This is the whole point. The setters, they shouldn't know everything the athletes are going to do. It would be so boring if they did. You know, we like to see different things. Giovanni muscles standing out on those shoulders here as he starts the fight.
Look at those biceps.
Yeah, this is a very muscly sequence for the men. Eloise Dumont comes on, the war paint on her face, which is my favourite thing that she does. Every time I see her come out, I'm like, I'm going to do that next time I walk into a climbing wall. Oh, Giovanni goes. He couldn't fight his way through the physicality there.
Yeah, really great showing from Giovanni. You know, a note on beta, forced beta, these sorts of things. I think a lot of people have an assumption that setters are trying to force the same movement all the time. But the heel toe cam and on this route is a really good example of just setting in order to highlight athlete creativity. And I love seeing these. It's not a beta break, it's just an expression.
Yeah.
And I really like that they found that. Hope, you know, during route preview and saying, oh, I wonder if there's a heel toe cam up there, and then going and finding it it's a really cool thing that this route provides.
Yeah, absolutely agree with you on that one. You know, Eloise is on, and she's had such a good season this year. She's always been knocking on the door of success, but this year has been just marvellous for her. Innsbruck, where she was 7th, was impressive. 8th in Madrid. You know, she is becoming someone that we expect to come high in semi-finals, and this year make finals. And then, who's that on the right-hand side?
Never heard of him.
Adam Ondra is back. He called it a day on his boulder career in Prague, which was an emotional goodbye for him, but he is definitely not gone for lead. He's made no secret of the fact he wants lead at the LA Olympics in 28, but this is his first comp since 2024 in Chamonix, so let's see if Adam is feeling at all rusty.
It's not his first route.
In his career?
I mean, he's been on routes since then for sure. He's climbing very, very hard.
Yeah. He trains, does Mr. Adam Ondra. And I just can't wait to see what Adam does now he's been released from boulder. You know, he was always going to struggle with that new style of boulder setting, and this is where his home is.
Absolutely, and a Janja-esque personality within climbing. Just a huge inspiration to so many people, so dominant for so long, and still climbing at one of the highest levels in the world.
Yep. You know, him and Jakob Schubert, perhaps some of the more veteran climbers, and Jakob, well, 2 tops today, so just shows you. All right, Eloise, high right foot time. She's looking good as she leans off, and that's the position I thought Jain might have rested more in, is that position rather than the crimp.
Right. Yeah, you can really drive that right foot into this left hand and just fully stanced. Really shouldering into this crimp.
You need that rest, don't you? Because that's a powerful move out of it. As is that one as well, deceptively. And then you have to stand onto no texture, so it does not relent, this route.
And Adam going away from that heel-toe cam.
Yeah, different style for him. More sort of straight on. Drop knees all the way through that sequence, and another one there with the right. I like this crowd. They are not only enthusiastic, they're an educated crowd here. And you can just... It's been an entertaining semi so far.
Yeah, it has definitely some really good separation on this route. Both these routes seem really hard. And I like that in a semi. I find that both in boulders and on a rope, the semifinals can oftentimes be the harder rounds.
But you've got to separate 24 athletes. It needs to be brutal. Eloise is climbing her way into a provisional finals place at the moment, looking good as she starts this unwind before the final angle change it.
And Adam Under just swimming through these holds on the ladder section of the delta portion of this route.
It's true. Adam's looking fit at the moment, isn't he? All right, crosses through, nearing the end of the mint holds here. You can hear the rattle start to go in the background.
This might be a high point on the women's route.
I think it might be, eh? Oh no, we've seen Rosa up on the traverse.
On the pinches, yes.
But not for a long time. Rosa climbing third out. So it's been a while. Eloise won't get there either. She goes for the big launch. Okay.
That puts Eloise in second.
Yes, so, yes, it does. So, yeah, Eloise. And when we said we'd expect her near the top of the semi-finals and maybe a finals, and she's done that again here. Adam as well is approaching Yannick's high point. Or at it. Here we go. Left hand cross, left foot popped. Oh. Holding that move was full on there. He fully popped the left foot.
Fighting the barn door, digging deep.
All right, well, this was Eloise's fall. She launched left towards the sloper. She was a bit low, but I don't think it was the position there. I think it was just tiredness. And look at this from Adam.
It feels like the competition has taken a shift just with these two climbers.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Like some doors have been opened.
Yeah, and I often find the athletes, although they're kept in isolation, they can't see. I think they feel it, because you do see a bit of a rise in game here. And of course, to be fair, technically the athlete's quality would get better as we go down this, although everyone is so close at the moment, it's difficult to call it like that.
I mean, you can rest assured that everyone in the semi-final is an extraordinary climber. Where it's a thin line.
And when you look down the women's list, certainly, you know, there are athletes who are down at the bottom of the qualifying order who climb 8C plus outside. You know, it's like
incredible.
The level is insane. Yeah. Chae-Young Kim is on for Korea on the left, and our only Indonesian athlete to make it through, Putra Ramadhani, will be out in a couple of seconds for the men. There he is. I love the fact that Team Indonesia are branching away from... Oh, sorry, Adam did get the high point there over Yannick by... he's on 37 is Adam now. And down in the danger zone is Giovanni Placchi, who I think will be pushed out soon on that one. Yeah, I like the fact that Team Indonesia are starting to become much better boulders, much better lead climbers now.
Yeah, it's really cool to see the sport growing in just new areas and seeing elite climbers coming out of these places that we haven't seen before.
Plus, we got to go to Bali.
And it's true.
I'm a big fan. That's what Indonesian climbing getting better means. What an event that was early on in the season. It was...
I heard it was amazing.
Oh my god. No, it was terrible. Terrible. It was the hardest work I've ever done. No, it was, it's one of those destination World Cups.
Yes.
When the ISO is literally on the ocean. I mean, literally, as you walked out of the ISO, you could fall into the ocean if you weren't careful.
Take a dip.
Oh, it's so good. Let's see if Ramadhani can do something, though, here. I can imagine the reaction from people watching back home in Indonesia will be special right now.
You got a good one.
Yeah, they are a fun crowd. Is that Max Berton there? Is that Max?
No, that is Darius from Romania.
Didn't he win Red Bull Creepers?
Yes, I just set that event. So.
Oh, that was your setting?
Yes.
Man, that was a good event.
Yeah, thank you. That was wild.
Did you have to test all the sort of monster falls?
Well, I did because I wanted to.
Okay.
I think it's important as setters to not to ask athletes to do something that we're not willing to do ourselves.
100% agree.
But also, I made the decision before even getting on the plane to go set that route that I was going to take the fall. So I was so psyched. The route was actually quite hard. So, yeah, it was awesome.
Oh, so cool. Yeah, I watched that. I wish I could have been there for that one. Spectacular Red Bull special event. Well, there's no water here, although we are on the seaside. It's just all about lead climbing right now. The athletes, if you don't know the rules, have to clip, compared to the Red Bull Creepers where they just climb. Here they have to clip the rope into all of the quick draws in order. And Ramadani's starting to unwind. That was good strength on that sloper there.
It was really smooth. Definitely some good fitness here.
Makes that clip, which is over towards the right. An easy one to forget, that one.
This is true. It's amazing. You might not notice this straight off, but you do have to remember to clip when you're really locked in climbing. I've forgotten to clip a few times just because I think too much about the climbing. So you have to be checking in and out when you're in that flow state.
It's one of the reasons setters don't put many quick draws on the head wall usually, because it's the hardest part of the route, and clipping is not. It disturbs the flow as well.
Yeah, the crux of the route should not be clipping, and resting on that undercling, which we have yet to see an athlete do.
It's true, both of us thought there was a potential rest there, didn't we? We were like, it's a big hole, they'll be fine.
It's like a judge.
Yeah, apparently not. But, that's, the fact that both of us are fairly experienced, I'd say, in World Cups, the fact that we don't see that, it's hard to read these routes, deliberately so.
But to a conversation we had earlier, sometimes when you see good holds on the wall, it's an indicator that it's actually going to be pretty messy.
Yeah, it's true. Ramadani looking calm at the moment. He will not be having any issues with the hot conditions here. The Indonesian climbers are used to the sweatiest of conditions. Bali was humid.
The cheat code.
Yeah.
And just really finding some positivity in these holds.
Yeah, I mean, it's his strength. He will turn it into an advantage for himself. And he's approaching Adam's high point right now. Couple of moves to go. Adam popped the left foot, though. He has to be careful. Stretches up. Well, we have a new leader then.
Yeah, and finding that high foot and just absolutely crushing this section.
Go Putra. This is a climb of a lifetime from him.
Oh, just foot slip.
Wow, well that will climb him into the #1 spot, and a big smile on his face, and he deserves that. What a performance from him. Oh, we'll keep an eye on Cheon Kim on the left. She's also doing really well. She's into the final section here as well. Yeah, that is his high point, 40 for him. And she falls, sorry, on the traverse left. Yeah, Putra has had a great year, actually. Look at his stats now. 17th Bali, 16th Innsbruck, 16th Madrid, and he might have just climbed his way into a finals.
I think he did.
Wow. And Kim as well. Always composed throughout that run. Fairly undramatic, just gone on with things. And let's have a replay of his slip. Then the left foot went. I think he might have been burning out a bit before it slipped.
Yeah, this is true. And just with that terrible of a foot, I mean, we just saw it, that you skate right off of that. I call it the trapdoor effect, where before you know it, if you're not thinking about how much pressure you should put into that foot, slide right off. And that's exactly what happened.
You need to write these phrases down. This is brilliant. Okay, one of my favourite climbers comes onto the stage, Neo Suzuki, who theoretically, statistically could challenge for the Euroholds overall title, but some pretty strange things would have to happen for that to be the case. He's certainly in the mix in the top 3 or so. Fun climber to watch. And chalking up here against the conditions. And then from Slovenia, Lucia Tarkas in the background, who had a brilliant qualifying run earlier on today.
I love that pink harness.
Is that a pencil one?
I think it's an Edelrid harness. Hot pink.
Hot pink from Edelrid, I like it. All right, she's underway then. Yeah, she was looking good in qualies. Very powerful, sort of deceptively so for her sort of stature as well.
Yeah, and just, again, the Slovenian team, really, really impressive, showing out here in their hometown, home crowd.
Yeah, and they all bring their A game to this comp. Very rarely do you see a Slovenian athlete sort of get intimidated by the pressure. They sort of step up a notch.
Yeah, and this is their training center. I got to see in ISO, it's just like an amazing spray wall, a totally kitted out bouldering gym.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels like an elite gym, even though technically it's open to the public.
Right. I heard from Luca, who owns this facility, that it is a public gym, open to the public, but they don't set any easier.
No. I've had a few sessions here, and you very quickly realise that there's levels to these games.
Like a 7A barrier.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, you could hang for a while, and then you realise this. I mean, put it like this, it was one of those... I can't remember what you call it. You know when you hit a no-text slide down to a jib?
Yeah, like grinding.
Yes, it's like one of those for a silly grade, and you're like, what? How? This is not normal.
No one does.
No one does this. Exactly.
That's the grinding warm-up boulder.
Bit of Tony Hawk.
Got to put your soaps on.
Neo, look at this. He just tick-tocked his way, swung those feet over, and landed nice and precisely. Neo is, you know, we're talking about power on the left. Neo is an endurance monster on the right-hand side. He just keeps on grinding.
Yeah, looking really confident. Readjusting that toe hook to get it exactly how he wants it.
Yeah, he is a specialist. This is his, you know, day in, day out on a lead walk. And here is trying to get a heel toe in, and we've seen a few think about it. She's placed that heel right where the jib is.
Yeah, but at the same time, the expense of that heel-toe cam just locking off that undercling, where other athletes will go and grab this crimp, shuffle the left feet over, and go straight arm on that crimp. I don't know, it's not always worth it.
That's a good point. And she's now moved away from it.
And fixes the clip. Interesting.
Yeah, a bit of an adjustment needed there. And then this big rock over on that foot.
Nice. And again, resting on the undercling here over for Neo. It's almost like it got better throughout the round. It didn't. The climbers maybe did.
At least someone is resting on it. Yeah. They're proving us right. And he swings those feet over again. So good from both of them. Kids are out in force. Crosses into that no texture pinch right in the middle of your palm, so the middle of your palm will be sweating the chalk off, your fingers will stay in the friction. It's a weird sensation. And listen to that crowd. The kids just relentlessly cheer every Slovenian athlete.
Absolutely.
I was amazed they had a voice by the end of qualies.
And this is only semi-finals.
Oh, yeah, we've got finals, by the way, 8 p.m. Central European time tomorrow evening. And I'll be joined by Jenny Buckley here in the commentary box, who did her first commentating stint in Chamonix. And it took me a long time to persuade her. And then she messaged me the other day, was like, can I come back? I was like, absolutely, you can.
Great.
So she will be in the box with me tomorrow evening.
Well, it's going to be an amazing show.
It is. It is. I mean, it's your first time witnessing a final here, and it's so cool.
Yes.
You wait. And look, Lucia finds that hidden knee as well. Smart stuff from her.
Fighting through this red section that's dropped so many climbers. And Neo challenging a high point here.
Yeah, this is the Adam Ondra fall moment. He's through it. And then falls slapping up. I think that'll be maybe second for him.
Yep.
And Lucia, I'm fascinated by her right now. There is something in her eyes, although she has ignored that clip.
But choosing to not do the hand heel and going left foot back step on that jib, you know, maybe just, just going to grab the draw.
Yeah, you can do that. You can't weight it. You can't use it as aid, but you can do that.
That is so hard.
This is impressive from her, but this is a huge move needed here to the left. And if you're pumped, it's almost impossible. And there was a foot slip, but I think she was going down there before she made it.
Yeah, and getting that plus, choosing to not clip and go for the move. Very mature decision-making on the wall. I think that'll pay off.
I would love to see her make a final. I think it's going to be tight here, you know. We're going to see a lot of adjustments in the overall scoring here as we progress through. And that was Neo falling. Now, this was the moment where the pump kicked in for her. Yeah, there wasn't, I said over the foot slot, there wasn't really. It was just, you need a lot of oomph to go left. Okay, next out Ryu Nakagawa from Japan, and then Luka Poticha, who has won a gold medal here before. I think it was 22 he walked away with that one. The Slovenian local. And there is Ryu.
Koper's really putting on a good show here.
Yeah, and it's been the route's exactly what the set has told us.
It is. We'll see if their prediction is correct with one top per route.
It's tricky, isn't it? I mean, when you look at the list of names coming out last here, like who's going to be the one top? Men's got Serato, Satoni, and Toby, and Jakob in our top four. And then for the women, it's shown Janja, Laura, and Luchka Rakovic. So God knows. There is Luka Poticiano. And Luka does occasionally just have a bit of a nightmare comp, and sometimes he's just absolutely on form, so fingers crossed for him right now.
Yeah, maybe he'll surprise us and give us our first top.
Could be good, couldn't it? Can he repeat that gold medal? Needs to get into finals first, of course. So the clock appears on the bottom of your screen. That clock starts ticking away. The second the athletes pull off the ground, they have 40 seconds to read the route before they are made to climb.
They are really hyping up Luka here.
In terms of the men's field, he's the one for Slovenia. You know, there's no one else really in the lead squad at the moment for the men. At that level, anyway.
Take us to the promised land, Luka.
Gold medals, please. So we need the party kicking off here in Koper. It's usually a fairly riotous after party in Koper, but with the World Champs a week away, I think athletes will be in bed.
Maybe they need to chill out a little bit.
Yeah.
Before going to Seoul.
Yeah, the packed week of World Champs coming, and we're hyping it because it is the event of the year this year in 2025. And of course, we'll be bringing you daily world climbing clubs from that event. And keep an eye on the IFSC Instagram page, all the social media, in fact. There is a Speed World Cup in the middle of all that. Before that. As we head over to China. So, Luka launches left, nice and precise. He's looking confident at the moment as he gets in the left toe.
Immediately just chilling out on this hold. Not spending much time there, continuing to move into this blue section after making the clip.
Yeah, nice drop knee, similar to the way Adam did that sequence.
I really like the pacing here from Luka so far. It's all dependent on how this undercling feels. Rising up, making it look pretty chill.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of shaking from athletes here.
either shaken out or shaken off.
Yeah, exactly that. But Lucas, oh, here comes the shakes. Yep, that's what we've seen.
He says no thanks and backs back down to this match. Gonna get a little bit more chalk.
I guess that delta hold changes quite a lot when you adjust the body. And I think they expect it to be better. Luca, wow, that is not what he would have wanted. All the crowd here. He doesn't quite know what happened. I don't know what happened. I'll have to see a replay of it.
Just completely blew off that right hand, and I wonder if it's because he didn't quite get the right foot in a good position.
Yeah, gone from Luca. That will not be a finals place for him. Oh, and it goes from, a hero's welcome into a position where you just want the floor to swallow you up.
Yeah, I feel for him.
Oh, me too. All right, well, he leaves the stage. We stick with Ryo Nakagawa here.
Charging up this route.
Yeah, she is, eh?
That right heel in. Left heel in.
Just about caught that dragon. Yeah, falls off the right crimp. Well, wait and see. I think provisionally she will be inside of the top 8, but I think that's going to be a dangerous...
A little 720 there on the drop-in.
Wow. No go for her, but we'll see. It'll leave her in a good position at the moment. Big names to come, though. Natsuki Tani out next. And Alberto Hines Lopez will come out, and we can talk about one of the most consistent men this year. Podiums in all the rounds, but first of all, I want to see where... I think this is Luki, yes. So what happened? That might be a bit of a too tight angle to show it. Oh, the right hand went. It looked like it.
Yeah, and I think it's this right foot. I think you got to get higher on the macro there and not put your foot in the Waco. There's just no opposition for the sloper.
That was Ryo. It was easy to see how she felt. And disappointment immediately from her as she shakes that head. Well, intense. So, Alberto, yes. We gave him Athlete of the Week in Madrid, mainly because of the pressure that man was under. Honestly, I love the fact that the circuit goes to athletes' home countries, right?
Yes.
But Madrid was bonkers. I mean, he was so under scrutiny there. It was intense.
I heard about how raucous that was.
Oh, man, yeah.
And it seems like he rose to the occasion.
He did. Another medal for Alberto, and he is one of 2 athletes really who has the best chance of that Euroholds overall title. Yeah, all of the 6 World Cups are taken into consideration for that one. And I'm pretty sure there'll be an awards ceremony of some kind at the end of the show tomorrow. Whether we'll broadcast it, I'm not sure. And it will be re-awarded in the World Champs.
You can already tell how much confidence Alberto has.
He was one of those athletes who was really hampered by both boulder and speed in the first Olympics, and then having to be a boulder specialist. He's just a lead climber,
right?
And they said it to me. That's by his own admission.
This is where his heart lies.
Yeah, and just specialising like that did not suit him, and now he can finally just do what he was sort of born to do, just clip bolts.
Well, for somebody who is just a lead climber, managing to get a gold medal in a combined event is pretty impressive.
It just shows how special he is, I think. But, has never got a gold medal on the World Cup circuit.
Interesting.
It will happen.
Maybe we're watching.
Would be good. Honestly, I had a lot of fingers crossed in Madrid, and he was close. And if he got that... we had a deserved winner, of course, and to take nothing away, but...
Always.
Yeah, it would have been... It would have just... I mean, there was no roof to be blown off, but you know what I mean. He's got to get through this tricky part down low, first of all, though. And I think you were really right. It's just about trying to be clinical down here. Mm-hmm. Natsuki Tani in the background. This route will suit her. She's not a fan of big dynamic moves. And there aren't really any in this women's route.
We saw her on the start sort of sizing up that opening sequence like, do I really want to?
Yeah. The thing is, it often works to her detriment because she tries to find static ways through dynamic moves. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, the opportunity just to climb this statically, I think she will enjoy here. And Alberto is through the reds. How much has he got left for the physical part coming?
rising up into this undercling that has taken so many climbers. Going with a right heel. And just burning those biceps. Not even matching. Yes, much better.
Yeah, more floaty. Eh? That's good work from him. And you feel for Luca, who will be in the crowd watching that somewhere. Yes. So Alberto is almost through the third section of this lead route. Yellow and black holds to come.
All the setters will know that jib. And this is a damage control jib on the Unleashed.
How do you mean damage control?
That's the hold line, the black jib that's on this yellow hold. Okay. It's I
thought you meant some kind of like, you know, saving grace, kind of like a thank God jug. Oh, Natsuki Tani goes early, really early. Well, after all of me saying she'll enjoy this route, she did not eventually.
Now Alberto choosing to bump right hand into this volume, kind of expediting a little bit of the sequence there. Yeah, very nice method.
It's a pleasure to watch him lead climb at the moment. He is liking 2025.
Let's go, Alberto. And
5 point, close to.
It would be. Yeah, he's psyched.
Well, he knows he had to make finals in order to get the overall title here, so that would be a big leap towards that. And Alberto will just be happy to climb again. That's all he wants to do is get into finals, and he'll know that's enough, I think.
Yes.
Well, it is, because there's not many to go. And Natsuki Tani kind of stomps off. It's not going to be enough for her. What happened?
Just committing fully to that no-tex foot, blowing off the hold.
Yeah. Well, from one extreme to the other, Alberto getting close to finishing this thing off as he climbs his way into a finals place. Good to see Manon Healy back, the highest placing French female in our Koper comp.
Taking the glasses off.
Yep. Did Yannick climb with glasses today? I'm trying to remember.
Oh, I don't remember.
No, I think he might have moved to contacts, but I can't remember.
That would be really good trivia.
Yeah. There aren't many who do climb with glasses, but Yannick was always one of those.
So studious.
Manon makes the clips. That's our top 8. Rosa Recker, what a performance from her and her teammate Lucia Tarkas. I think they're safe now. Yes, they are. So they're in. Hélène Dumont and everyone else below her a little bit shaky. And we're just the scoreboard just a bit tricky there.
Moving real quick through this lower section. And Manon choosing to clip off of this pinch. And back down, chuck up a little bit. This pinch is pretty bad.
Yeah, and you have to launch off it quite a long way to the right as well. There's the first of a flicky move. Yeah, Manon Healy, a nurse by trade, left that behind to pursue the World Cup level, but she will return to it one day. And then Sam Avezou walks out for Team France. His sister not competing here at this comp. It's been fascinating to me who's sort of stepped away for the World Champs, who's come back. You know, people like Erin McNeice has not been climbing in that many competitions this year. No, the World Champs have been her main focus. And it's just been interesting. People like Hamish, for example, Max, you know, just doing just about enough to get selected and then moving away and training again, whereas others have done almost every competition.
Yeah. I guess I don't remember exactly the lineup for the Olympics, but it seems like most of the Olympians are backing off a little bit this year.
Yes.
And maybe that gives the other athletes an opportunity to find some success throughout the year.
Yeah, I think so. And I think you know, a lot of people talk about the Olympic burnout, you know, that giving everything for so many years and then the silence when it's gone. And I think it's been very smart for athletes to move away. By the way, glasses update. Thank you to my colleague listening back at home avidly. Thank you, Richard. But he says, yes, he did. Climb with glasses.
There you go. You want a free...
Hold on, Rich. You get a free ticket to Koper. You can leave Italy and come along. All right, Manon Healy wrestles with this red one. This is where Natsuki Tani was spat off. And Natsuki Tani tried to match there. And I think that was the problem. You know, just one too many hand movements.
Yeah, just a little bit of a misread.
Sam Abazu wrestles with the undercling, comes up towards the block crimp.
Sam looked extremely motivated down at the base of the wall. If looks could send.
Mate, if looks could send, I'd be sending 9B, okay? I can clower at all that you've never seen before. Up Sam goes to the pinch. Efficiency is key here, and look at this. It is pretty efficient from him. Bicycle, pressing with that left foot, pulling with the right toe.
Really utilizing this toe hook.
Doesn't like the match though. That hold is not really good enough to mess around with too much.
Yeah.
Manon as well. She's got the knee. Good work from her.
Got it better than any other athlete I've seen tonight. That's nice.
Yeah, she can, you know, move between hands here.
Sometimes with these fiberglass holds, no knee bars, it's all, or no knee bar pads, it's more of a pain tolerance thing.
Apparently the showers the day after is what gets you.
Not good.
Not good at all. So both nearing the business end here of their separate walls. Manon Healy will have to have enough energy for this launch left, whereas Sam Abazu needs to muscle his way, and Manon Healy does not have the energy for it.
Still, the fact that Manon was able to get that left-hand crimp, where so many other athletes got the plus before, that can pay some dividends.
Yeah, I'll just keep you updated on the score. Sam Abazu's done as well. Wow, if looks could kill, eh? Not quite for Sam. That does leave him outside. He's in 13th with that run. And Manon Healy is 5th, so 36 plus. Same score as Ryu. And Rosa Recca still leading the way. Rosa, unbelievable. She's 44 plus.
Amazing.
Over Nitsia Tarkas, who's on 39 plus. That was Manon Healy's fall there.
Rosa, who came out third, is still leading the way.
Just shows you, doesn't it? I mean, it's... Yes, I still think we see some difference between sort of low semi-finals and the top of a semi-final, but so often this year especially, we had athletes come out early and crush it. You know, Philip Schenk, I think, came out first in China and made finals. You know, unbelievable. Right, this lady has the overall title set in her sights. Erin McNeice, who's won multiple medals in boulder and lead this year, and gold ones at that.
And here's an athlete who could challenge Yanyu in the future.
Yes, I know what you mean, yes. She's so strong, so powerful. And you get the feeling she's still working it out as well.
Yeah. Has not quite arrived at the full status of what her potential is.
Yep.
Which is amazing because she's already so good.
Yeah, she has a good coaching team behind her. And strength to strength for her right now. And in terms of world champs, if I was to put circles around names that I might think I'd see on podium, she's got to be one for both boulder and lead. All right, little drag down with that toe. And they've got to be accurate into the dish. There's a bit of a bobble waiting for those fingers up with the left hand. And there is my personal hero, Jakob Schubert, out onto the stage.
Same.
Now, this is his first World Cup back this year. He had a nasty finger injury. He meant to come back for Innsbruck. He couldn't quite recover in time. And instead of sort of easing his way in to the 2025 season, he turned up in qualies and topped both routes. So it's impressive.
Feeling pretty good.
Yep.
Just bubbling out of him.
I think that's a good way to describe it, actually. He will be very annoyed that he didn't get to climb earlier on this year. is probably the most enthusiastic man I've ever seen talk about climbing. He never stops talking about climbing. But he's got a challenging route ahead. Aaron Maniz is looking good on the left of your screen. Yeah, Jakob looked very confident earlier on here today. But he was one of a few who did top both routes.
Looking very strong here down low from both athletes. It's hard to know who to watch.
I know, we're going to have to split our eyes here, aren't they? I'm literally trying to watch Aaron with my left eye and Jakob with my right until I realised how ridiculous that was. And I have now stopped. But Aaron, yeah, she rested a bit like Zhang Kim did on those crimps, but now finds, I think, the optimal position here.
Jakob just not slowing down.
Oh, that was a pop. He's experienced enough to put that behind him.
Yeah, short memory.
So Jakob will forget about that. Try to move left, and oh, he's got the heel toe, Cam. Hey, the second you see the heel, the toe immediately comes in.
Yeah, it's very nice. It's welcoming.
Yeah. And I'm fairly sure we'll see that from Toby later on, or next actually as well.
Erin going with the match there.
She tried it, didn't she? We've seen what happens when you do try it.
Yeah, it makes it through, but that looked pretty hard.
Yeah, you get the feeling she might have been able to sort of make that work, but I think it would have cost her a lot.
Yeah.
Erin needs to be precise from now on. Will she spot the cheeky knee? Doesn't look like it at the moment, or doesn't need it.
I love how much this undercling indicates the rest of the route.
Yeah, you keep an eye on Jakob. I'm going to watch Erin here. So she's got a heel in. She's dragging with that right hand. Jakob good, I think.
Yeah, looking a little mortal through this.
Yeah, you've got quite a long way to go through this. It doesn't relent. Calm, though, from Jakob. Good stuff. One quick draw before the angle change to go for him.
Crossing under and getting this clip. Really shaking it out.
Yeah, it's not been perfect from Erin. I think she's on the edge, certainly. It's kind of battle time now. She's not guaranteed a finals place yet. Rocks up on that heel, hits the jib.
Both climbers at the exact same height on the wall. They've maintained the same pace this entire time.
Yeah.
It's very cool. Jakob getting a little shakeout on these jibs underneath this volume.
Yeah, business time for Jakob and for Erin, who is setting herself up for I think one of the most powerful moves on this wall, especially considering the pump, but she's low, but she gets it. Right, oh, Jakob goes, no.
A little footwork snafu.
Oh, and Erin goes as well. Both athletes annoyed, you can see it, and Jakob is just not a happy man there.
That's good to see from Jakob, though. I mean, he's in finals with this, but just not satisfied. He definitely has more in the tank.
He won't. I think the reason he's so annoyed is he won't know it. It's the scoreboard is not visible from where he is, and it's hard to see the coaches in the crowd. Also, regardless, he'd be pissed off.
Yes.
He fell off, and he does not like that. I think now he's got a bit of a smile. He realises he is through and safe. But yeah. And Jakob is actually, sorry, he's off screen, but he's immediately gone and found Alberto, and he's immediately talking about climbing. This is what I mean. He's just,
hands waving in the air.
He's literally just with Alberto right now as he watches fall, just discussing exactly what just happened. And that is why I love Mr. Schubert.
Yes.
Well, this is how Erin felt. Oh, wow, she tried to readjust the right hand, yeah. One adjustment too many for Erin. Oh, I wish we could get a shot of Jakob. I'm going to describe it because it's funny. He's literally, he's as front, close as you can get. The judges are trying to hustle him off, but he's just chatting to Alberto. Right, Lučka Rakovic comes out. So we have a special interview coming with this lady on the World Climbing Club on the second show that will be out Sunday morning. And her recovery from thyroid cancer, what it's meant for her, and we managed to go just a little bit more in depth about various things because she disappeared from the scene very deliberately when she was dealing with that, and it was great to sit down with her and sort of find out some more details. So keep an eye on that on YouTube.
And that is the ultimate victory.
Yeah, agreed. You know, climbing sort of was there for her when she needed it the most, and what a season she's had. Finals in Innsbruck on her first comp back. Shocked herself with that one. And I would absolutely love it if she makes finals here.
In front of the home crowd, that would be great.
Mm-hmm. And what a story that would be. So no pressure, Luke.
We're behind you.
But please do this. All right, Toby Roberts is on. I was chatting to him earlier, finding out where he's been. He's been all over the world. Spent a lot of time in Innsbruck, getting ready for World Champs, of course.
I think there are very few climbers that work as hard as Toby does.
He is, yeah. That's a good way to describe it. And that boulder gold earlier in the year, you know, he went from, I think it was 53rd or 57th to the gold medal in this comp.
The Iron Will.
Yeah. And, you know, there's a lot of chat around Toby. You know, he is one of the Olympians who didn't take a break. You know, he was straight back in. At the beginning of the season, he wanted to do all the comps.
Right.
Then I think realised that perhaps maybe he just needed to adjust that plan. Did, and it's paid off, you know?
Yeah, and I think, you know, I don't know Toby, but to say I want to keep competing, to go and continue to compete and then make the decision to step back, I'm sure that what he learned from that will benefit him long-term more than if he had just taken the break.
Absolutely, yeah. And all that's sort of irrelevant right now because he would very much like to be in the finals.
Absolutely.
Might suit him as well, this route. So Lučka is in the rest position, moves on fairly quick. And that red hold now covered in chalk and a bit of dirt up there. It means you want to sort of move through it as fast as possible.
I think Toby's just going to completely skip this. Yeah.
Wow.
Doesn't need that hold. Take it off.
Try to weight that right foot down on the bolt cover. Do you guys, when you set... Oh, that was just... Are you starting to sort of think about bolt covers as almost foot holds, or has it not quite got to that stage yet?
Well, I think that the beauty of them is that they are on. And no, I'm never saying, oh, they'll just stand on the bolt hole cover. It's an option. I mean, Toby just smeared on it, but it's fairly irrelevant to the sequence. I would never make a bolt hole cover part of the sequence.
Okay.
I think that might be a little bit misleading to the route.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point, because they have to be there now. You know,
Yes.
we've moved, thankfully, to that point. And yeah, I'd never thought about that, actually. If you start making it part of the route, it's just a real red herring, that, isn't it?
Yes. And that's really not the best way to honor the athlete experience, I think.
That's a really good point, Roy. I honestly hadn't really thought about that. All right, Lučka drills in the heel. She rocks her way up. Right, finals are beckoning for her here.
Let's go.
Hang on, I'm going to keep it on the live scores here. I'm too excited. Hang on, where is she? She's, okay. She is in 6th at the moment, so she's close. Needs a couple more points to guarantee herself. Oh, I don't know.
We'll see.
We'll have to wait and see. She's 5th. So,
Toby battling here on
I think she's in, you know.
in
She
third.
is in. She's in 3rd. So Lučka will make it, joining Rosa Recker, her teammate, in. Yeah, there we go. That's a good little fairy tale, that one. Okay, job done.
On to Toby.
You know, one of those moments I really should probably be less biased, but I mean, honestly, it's if having had the interview I had with her the other day, you're like, yeah. She should get that.
I can't wait to see it.
All right, Toby brings that right foot up.
Choosing the toe hook here.
Bit risky, you think? Or
I think it's a bit harder. I mean, you're just isoing this left hand. And now campusing out. We'll see.
Laura Ogaroa walks onto the stage. Final 3 for the women. Just 2 to go after Toby for the men. Coming up to 10:10 here in Koper.
This left hand looks terrible.
That quick draw wraps itself around him as he tries to ignore it for the time being. Uncomfortable positions for the men here. And Toby has got to fight now.
This is the test here. Toby crossing through, coming back, locking off that left hand and rising up into this right hand unleashed climbing sloper. Choosing to go with this left hand up like Adamandra did.
You saw how hard Adam had to catch that foot pop. Yeah. Toby moves forward though.
And we'll see if we get a high point here.
Yeah, no tops so far. Pretty complex sequence in this bit.
Yes. And this left foot is just so bad.
Oh, he had a lot more pressure though through it.
I wonder if they'll give him that left hand.
Yeah.
Because if they do, either way, I think he's in first just from seeding.
Hang on, I am live updating. He is 40 plus at the moment. So same score as Alberto, count back making the difference. And I haven't had any more messages about appeals currently. Yeah, we do get updated by the judges on the system that we use, but in fact, Mia Crampel was the only one. I mentioned earlier on I never updated you guys, but yeah, it was rejected, her appeal, so she stays on 27 plus, but won't make a difference for the finals. Right, we haven't talked at all about Laura, but she's slow at the moment. And she is, well, you know, we're talking about whether Zhang Kim sort of knows about the time. Laura 100% knows about the time. She knows she's got to climb quicker. And she does actively try.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, I think Laura has moved fairly fast through this lower section in comparison to the other climbers. And yeah, finding this little knee bar scum.
That's a pretty good knee bar.
Yeah, it's like sort of right on the end of the knee. I
mean, maybe painful, but I mean,
I don't know. Let's say it's taking 3 pounds off the hands. Yeah. It's worth it.
Something. And she's the only one to have done that from what I saw. Right, that's our top 8. Ryu Nakagawa sitting in the danger zone. Team Japan for the women. No one through apart from Ryu, who might be pushed out. That's fairly unusual.
Yeah, usually there's 3 or 4 in there.
Toby leads the way for the men. Do-hyun Lee in the danger spot, standing 8th. Here is Satomi Yoshida. I bumped into him the other day up in Seiyus. He was trying various projects, including bibliography, the 9A Plus that he did send. I think he said pornography as well, I think. So he had a good sort of outdoor season. I was very surprised to see him up there, I'll be honest. I was like, why are you not training? You know, what's going on here?
He's training outside.
Yeah, but he's different like that. You know, he spends a lot of time in Innsbruck, alone from what I understand, and then, yeah, in Seiyus with a little crew. But then Yannick was in Seiyus as well, so it was the time to be there.
Now, I've talked to a fair amount of athletes who say they feel a little more prepared if they have been doing some rock climbing. I mean, I'm not a World Cup athlete, but I definitely feel like I have like a just slightly better contact strength if I'm regularly rock climbing alongside the indoor stuff.
Flow as well, perhaps. I've heard a few athletes talk about that.
Yeah, just feeling locked in.
Yeah.
And there's no better place than Seiyus.
I don't know, big hill. Very big hill. Yeah, it's interesting with that one. I think athletes tend to fit into two camps. It's the ones who do it and the ones who never do it. You know, I know World Cup climbers who have, like, maybe touched one rock once, did an 8A accidentally, and have never sort of done it again. And you're like, oh my goodness, please climb more outdoors.
Yeah.
But I think that's my background more than anything coming through that.
And I love it that our sport can offer these different expressions. And, you know, if you don't like climbing on rocks, it's not an invalid approach. But I certainly love getting on the stone.
Yeah, and as Laura did, she flashed an 8C plus, I think, the other day. Down at Gorge de Loup. So she's another one who's been taking that August break to climb some rock.
That's great.
All right, she hits the pinch. Good work from Laura, actually. She's just stormed through all the tricky sections so far.
Burying that heel, making it look easy.
It's locked in, and then she will start to think about releasing it here on this next move. There it comes. Lovely little flick there with the toe.
Just taking a look at the time.
Well, it's because she's got 44 seconds. So she has sort of, it's okay, the timing, but she, you know, this is, you now see it in her body starting to try to speed it up a bit. But she's made the move.
Let's rise up. Clips down low here. Struggling a little bit with that draw. Makes it through. Let's see, we might get a high point here if these 14 seconds don't lapse. That's a high point.
That is a high point. So Laura is close, and she hits the left hand. She's got energy to spare.
Last couple moves here, but it's going to run out of time.
Yeah, she's timed out, and this is the thing that Laura actually will. I know, because I've had conversations with her, that she'll be like, damn it. But it doesn't really matter for Laura. She's through. She's done enough. Yes. She's in.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
Well deserved.
Good stuff from her. Meant a lot, as you can see, as well. Right, Satone. Has that outdoor rock climbing given him the biceps needed for this undercling? Brutal move in a minute.
Just delivering a very heavy pizza.
So far, we've had lifting a car off someone, pizza delivery.
40,000-pound pizza.
That's heavy. Big pizza, a lot of pepperoni.
Yeah.
Making me want pizza now, right? This is not good.
Earlier we wanted fish.
True. Our tastes have become less sophisticated.
I guess we're hungry.
Yes. All right, so Tony will rest in the middle of this sequence. Brave stuff from him.
And there we go.
Here she is. Janja Garnbret, to the adulation of the crowd, comes out to a wave of noise here. She hasn't done many comps this year. Innsbruck was her first comp back, and she sort of did okay, winning 2 gold medals. So
for Janja, it's about how you win.
That's true. She was looking pretty good. She had a slightly shaky qualifying session. That's all I can really say. And I know this because my cameraman hadn't seen her climb before. And I was telling him, film Janja, just trust me, film her. And she fell off the first slab a lot. And I watched him turn away and ignore her. Yeah. And then come to me later on and say, I had no idea. Yeah. It's like, I told you, mate, I told you. Now, look at Satone. He's in trouble for the first time here.
I think he thinks he got that clip. He realized it now. No, he does. I think he believes that he clipped.
Oh, I see what you mean.
He went up, kind of clipped it, but obviously it's not in. So
he's going to see it now, though, surely. Look, he has seen it. So, but he can reach it.
Amazing. Let's go.
All good, but then it falls. And yeah, that disappointment. I think it should be enough. It'll be close. Yeah, you could see his eyes suddenly flick down to it, like, oh.
No, that's not what I thought.
Okay, now, as I always do in this situation, I'm just going to very briefly talk about pressure. Because at some point, Janja will be human. She's in front of her home crowd, which is stressful.
Yes.
She hasn't done many comps this year. You know, I take nothing away from Janja, but, you know, we can't always be confident. You know, we never know with Janja.
Sure. I think one of her superpowers is that no moment is bigger than her own expectation.
Interesting.
And like that's one of the things her coach has said, that she never considers herself the way that we do. That's just the greatest of all time.
She's resting here for a while. They must be pretty good, those crimps. You know, the fact that we've seen 3 or 4 do this.
Yes.
So she was comfortable, clearly enough to shake, and now she will get another opportunity to shake here. Steady at the moment from Janja, trying to make it undramatic.
She was in ISO training. This is just the cool down.
Made the match.
We'll see, no one has topped this route. We haven't seen a single top all night, so we could get one if she can hold it on.
Yeah, it's been a very, very well set route at the moment. There's great separation between athletes in terms of the scores. It's been entertaining to watch. So thank you, setters. Good job here tonight.
Truly.
Janja is really taking her time, though.
Yeah, you wonder if time will end up being a factor.
I mean, I've never seen her timed out, you know. I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like she's almost triple thinking every movement, which isn't very Janja, actually. She tends to kind of really commit to sequences. All right, Serato Anraku, the last man out onto the stage. Again, theoretically, statistically, he has a chance here for the overall title, but it's unlikely. Did make a couple of mistakes throughout the lead season, but, you know, when I say mistakes, we're talking about Serato Anraku. They're minimal mistakes.
One of those situations where he has to have a great day and somebody else has to have a bad day.
To win the overall, yeah. His little brother was in Madrid handing out baseball cards of Serato, which I have in my house. It's going to be my tickets to millionaireship.
Yeah, keep that.
Oh, it's there. But yeah, so his brother climbs too, and was such a fan of Serato. You know, it was sweet to watch.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
Janja approaching the head wall here, moving into this final sequence.
It's been very controlled from Janja throughout this run. Going to check the live scores to see where she lands here. Crosses, and this is the big move coming up here. We'll just kind of ignore Serato for the moment. Janja is up into 7th, so it will be finals for her with just 1 to go. So she's safe. And look at that step with the heel.
It's very cool. Driving super hard with that right foot and just sucking that left hip into the wall, sitting on the heel, finding a nice position here.
Yeah, I'm loving this climb from Janja. Serato, I'm ignoring you, I'm sorry, but I'm watching Janja right now because that is, you know, to bring that foot up, to almost sit on that heel like that. So much composure.
Just chilling on this delta volume.
She's not leaving herself a lot of time. I think she'll know she's in a final position here. She moves up to 3rd with that move. And this is the tricky to stay on the wall holds.
Serato still just motoring along here as Janja approaches the top.
Yeah, the steepness ramps up again here.
Yeah, just a little panel of super steep climbing here at the end.
Yeah, Roy, where do you stand as well? There's not many feet.
It looks like a tough build-up and launch into a finish hold. Hopefully we get to see it. This looks very hard.
There is a jib, which she spotted a bit late, has now got it, crosses through with the right hand, had to bump over onto the volume, finds the left. 1 move away for Janja Garnbret. Can she hit the top? Not quite.
Amazing.
Well, a slight shake of the head, but she has done more than enough there, and she will move in, jumping above Laura and Rosa with just Xian So to go here.
Definitively in first place. Still 1 more climber to go.
Yeah, so Xianso will be out. 25 women making it through to the final here. Sorry, semi-final here.
Serato.
Yeah, we should really talk about Serato.
Looks like he's struggling here on this undercling sequence. Definitely recovered now. But there was a bit of shaking there.
Yeah, and he's picked up the pace, hasn't he, as he tries to rest here on this. Yeah, this is where Serato does every now and again make a mistake. You know, he will have a sudden early fall. Oh, wow.
And right on time. You know, not obviously, he's still on the wall, but not the best decision. Obviously could have clipped here as he's chalking up.
Yeah, sort of made a hesitant stretch up and then rethought it. But Serato's getting better and better at finding his maturity. Right, Xianso is on, I think, as a new team kit from Korea as well.
Yeah, looks good.
That's cool, isn't it? By the way, thank you so much to the gentleman who gave me the Mexican team shirt at the Youth Champs. I had hinted quite a few times on air, and then this lovely gentleman came over and said, "Would you like a shirt?" And I was over the moon.
Oh, man.
My
Showing out.
Shirt. Yeah. All right, Xianso approaches the wall. She is on track for the Euroholds overall title here. Needs to get into the finals, though, so big moment for her. And Serato looking good, you know.
Very composed. Choosing to go with this left hand barn door beta, you know, rise up into this undercling. This move looks quite hard too. You have to leave the right foot and kind of pounce up into this undercling.
Oh, there's the pounce. Nasty blocked crimps here, only enough for 3 fingers in it.
Oh. We have not seen anyone actually get that hold.
So here we go. Oh, that was close. That's a high point then for Serato.
Yes. Tough last sequence there.
Well, not the cleanest of runs. It did not matter for Serato and Raka, who did manage to recover something after that little tricky moment on the mint holds.
Yeah, and you know, the nice thing about this men's route is it sets up the route setters to know really, really well what the level of finals ought to be. And, I mean, we could have asked for some nice showstopper top, but at the end of the day, we know what their fitness level is. Sorry, they know. The setters know what their fitness level is. They got a bunch of good data from here. We got great separation. I don't think there's any ties going into finals. So, yeah, they definitely did their job.
Yeah, good night for the team. Well done, everyone. Well, the men's side of things are done as we watch Serato one last time and get that leaderboard. Top 8 out of 100. He's in a final. His first league comp back of 25, and he's through. And you've got to keep an eye on Putra as well. What a performance from the Indonesian. Stunning stuff. Oh, it's building to be a good night tomorrow. I hope you can join us.
We've got a lot of very, very exceptional athletes climbing tomorrow night.
Yes, we do. What a way to finish the lead season for 25. All right, Xianso brings the right foot up. This big layback style move as she comes up into the crimp here, and then a little drop knee to get that leg in the correct position.
You know, this sloper was causing so many problems early on. It seems like it's just been a non-issue for the last 10 or so athletes.
Yeah, that top 10. I mean, we're talking about the world's very best to get into a semi-final, and then you separate it further.
True.
It's like, oh my goodness me. Yeah, the level at the moment, and it's crept up on you. You know, if you've been listening at home watching comp climbing for years and years, you know, it's a gradual progression. But especially with the women's side of the sport, you know, it's leaps and bounds over what it was a couple of years ago, even in terms of the standard of the athletes. You know, and I think all that is done with the professionalism of the sport. You know, the Olympics has meant people have to train differently, the quality improves, you know, everything comes up.
Yeah, I mean, we've got female athletes out here climbing 5:15. It's amazing.
Yeah. And this will be an 8C plus route over that. Not which the setters would tell us that, but you know, it's their least favourite question. Which is fair, because it is impossible to grade. This is so different.
Yeah. There is a grade that exists for this route, but
I'm probably controversial in this one. I would like them to give us an idea, because I think it allows you to place it into a positioning. You know, even if it was bracketed, perhaps somehow, I think it would be good to know. But
yeah.
You know, the argument is always that it's moves you wouldn't see outdoors, therefore it's hard to grade it, and I understand that.
Yeah, there's no consensus.
Yeah. And of course, the athletes are doing it once. You know, usually these routes are tried a few times, and then, as you say, a consensus is reached.
Yeah.
Regardless, it's hard, and so it's got a long way to go. Janja Klein close to topping it. Can she do it now? Our drone pans around. Oh, it's not a drone, sorry, a cable cam pans around.
And really working well through this difficult section that's claimed so many climbers. I like the little foot switch there to cross into the blocked crimp on this delta volume.
She is so good.
So calm.
Yeah, I don't have a particularly clever analysis to say. It's just fascinating to watch it. 1 minute 20 on the clock, though. So more time than Janja, actually. She had about 30 seconds.
We'll see if she can utilize a little bit more time. Looking a little bit tired here at the end.
And she didn't hit the sweet spot of that hold. Had to readjust. Has another look at it just to make sure she is on the right position. Drags the rope. A little bit of drag through that roof.
Gets the clip. Really fighting for it here. Does she see the jib?
Yeah, Janja didn't immediately. But second place for her. It doesn't matter. Count back. The only thing really to be important in the position you climb in the finals. But with that, the end of our semi-finals. We'll stick with you while we bring you the results. And just a bit of housekeeping to remind you, the World Climbing Club will be out tomorrow morning at some point. That's all the highlights, but the live competition, if you're watching on YouTube or on TV, will be 8 p.m. tomorrow evening. And Roy, your first time in the commentary box, mate, you smashed that one. Thank you. You know what I've been impressed with listening to you talk is the fact that you work for Trango, right, which people will think of as sort of a corporation, but clearly you care about this so much. And the fact your level of setting is at that level, and you are one of the people creating the holes, that is awesome, man.
Yeah, well, thank you. I mean, I feel very blessed to be in the position I'm in, and I'm very well taken care of over at Trango. And yeah, thanks for having me in the comment box. This was an amazing route, an amazing comp.
Yep. You know, this is our top 8. So Janja Garnbret leads Xian So over Laura Rogerer and Rosa Recker. What a performance from her. Erin McNeese in 5th. Luka Rakovic joins her teammate Lucia Tarkas, and Eloise Dumont squeaks into another final. A couple of athletes on the 39 plus. And then Mattia Pozzi a little lower down on 13th. And as we go through the order, Natsuki Tani had that early slip, and she ends up in 25th down at near the bottom. And Hélène Génicourt had the lowest slip there, 25. And as we look at the men's results, there is an appeal come through on Satone's score, so I'll tell you the current setup, which is Serato Anraku leads Toby Robert and Alberto Quinones Lopez, who's in 3rd. Putra, what a performance from that man here in 4th. Jakob Schubert is in a first finals in his first World Cup back. Mio Suzuki, Satone Yoshida, but Satone's score is under appeal at the moment, so we'll have to wait and see. It'll be decided once the broadcast goes off air.
Adam Ondra holding it down for the dads.
Yes, that's so true. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Adam Ondra in there. Okay, well, that will be it for now. We will return tomorrow for more action from Koper, as we'll leave you with these final few shots. Thank you to everyone involved behind the scenes. Thank you to Roy, and we'll be back tomorrow with more IFSC climbing action.